What's up, guys? So, there are three extremely optimal decisions I've been thinking about. In my last video, I was talking about first principles and also second order consequences. And I thought of like general life decisions because I've been trying to make good decisions for my career. But the more I think about it, the more I think like really basic optimal decisions will cover a lot more things than just career. Like I'm not just trying to make money moves or whatever. I'm not just trying to build a business. I think if I've decided to focus on the most basic decisions, which are there are three that I thought of, which are so simple and apply to everyone, and they are eating vegetables, sleeping, and drinking water. And they may seem like they don't really apply to, like, for example, my career in particular, but they are so incredibly good at covering. They're almost like they're prophylactic decisions for sure. They're preventative, they're preemptive, and they cover so many things that people worry about in the future, especially health. You know, for all the gamers out there, you're familiar with RPG stats like speed and strength, um, intelligence and dexterity and all those things. But vitality is one that I was trying to figure out. You know, I was thinking about games and how I always try to apply game theory to life. And I was thinking about what is the stat vitality really? In some games, it's like raising your HP and your armor and defense, but in real life, you know, humans are pretty fragile, at least in comparison to more durable animals like bisons and bears and stuff like that. Maybe they don't live as long as us, but I think that you know the way how long we live kind of has to do with vitality. And to me, vitality is maybe not raising your HP, but actually your regenerative ability, like how fast you can heal from stuff. Um, and those things that I talked about, the three things: eating vegetables, drinking water, and sleep, can optimize your healing ability, and that means pretty much subjecting yourself to adversity, either by circumstance or on purpose. You can just challenge yourself to do different things, like exercise is one of them, or stress, certain levels of stress. You don't want to overdo it in any aspect, but you do want to subject yourself to some level of stress and adversity so that you can power up, your body, basically. Um, that's how you level up your vitality, basically. And so, eating vegetables. Let me talk about that one. The only way to really control this, because we live on a westernized diet, which is a lot of like, you know, enriched carbs and red meat and high fat and stuff like that. Uh, and I think it's pretty easy to eat vegetables. Cause you know, one thing I think about is that when we're kids, we're actually propagandized to think that they're bad. You know, when we're kids, we hate being told what to do, right? So when your parents tell you eat vegetables and it kind of doesn't look appetizing in comparison to your Cheetos or whatever, um, when in fact, if it's just prepared properly, like we've been doing roasted broccoli, and it's so good. You just put broccoli in the oven, 350 degrees for like maybe 25 minutes to 30 minutes, and maybe it reduces some kind of nutrients, but you still have some nutrients and get some fiber if you cook it, and it just tastes so good. And when we're kids, we're told like that vegetables taste bad. Well, broccoli is my favorite, but there are plenty of vegetables that taste good. Like we do roasted kale, which is like 10 minutes, and then also, green leaf lettuce, iceberg lettuce. You just put it on stuff. It's not so bad. Chicken Caesar salads. You know, they say dressings and oils and stuff are bad to put on salads, which they probably are. You probably just want to eat the vegetables themselves. Maybe wash them to make sure they're moist. But anyway, the point is vegetables taste good, and when we're kids, we're told that they taste bad, and you just gotta try it. You know, maybe there's some vegetables you don't like, but there's probably a vegetable out there that you really love. Um, and some vegetables are better than others, like potatoes, for example. They're not horrible for you, but you know they're starchy and they could be better. You'd rather go sweet potato or something, and sweet potatoes are great too. Um, and anyway, the point of eating them, I don't even have to talk about what the ways they're good for you, but I can. You know, they give you fiber, they give you vitamins, minerals. Um, Pretty much every single diet recommended ever by any dietitian and nutritionist includes vegetables. I can't think of any in particular that would recommend not eating vegetables. And if there was a diet that recommended not eating vegetables, I probably wouldn't try it. Um, Anyway, that's one. And, well, I could also talk about the preventative things, like we're talking about second order consequences last time, right? So in the far future, if you get into the habit of eating vegetables, you just cover so many things. You prevent so many things like chronic diseases. Um, yeah, chronic diseases. And basically, raise your vitality. Vitality also means immunity. Um, you prevent stuff like digestive problems, like um, rectal. What was that? Cancer down there in your digestive system, in your stomach. All these things you can prevent. Um, and also, so drinking water is basically the same. Water is almost like putting oil in a car, or rather, putting oil in a car is almost like giving the car water. You want to be a well-oiled machine, and water going through your system just feeds everything. When you're sick, you want to basically urinate a lot and sweat. Maybe not sweat. That depends on. That's just kind of like remedy that my dad told me. When you're sick, you want to sweat. That might not be the case for all sicknesses, but basically, urine and sweat are the two main ways that water will cycle through your body, or at least exit your body. And people have different measurements on how much water you should drink. Some people say just drink when you're thirsty. Some people say drink 8 glasses a day. But basically, if you are energized and you are exercising, you do want to sweat, and you do want to drink water so that you keep water cycling through your system. And they say urine is healthy when it's clear and not yellow. So drink enough water to get that, and you're probably fine. I don't want to give any measurement. Again, I'm not a dietitian or nutritionist. I'm just talking about the very basic decisions we can make to improve our quality of life. And then sleep, of course. Having high levels of energy. It's the craziest, easiest hack that you can think of is just sleeping longer. And I know you guys all love sleep anyway. You don't want to overdo it. Again, just like with anything, you don't want to overdo it. Don't snooze. Don't sleep in. There's a lot of basic advice that you can find on Google for sleep. But anyway, these 3 things, like it's just so simple, and it affects your life in crazy ways. So instead of focusing on like the specifics of like building, like micromanaging decisions and really complicated stuff down the road, I decided to focus on the really simple, like generalized stuff. And it doesn't take a lot of focus either. You just do it. And how do you control it? I don't know, set an alarm for yourself, put down your phone, put it away so you can sleep better. I think for veggies in particular, the way to control that is to just do the grocery shopping yourself. A lot of times people who are on that westernized diet, sometimes you're going to be living with people or rely on people who are just going to do the groceries for you and buy it, or you're going to go out to eat with your friends and get some In-N-Out burger or something. Just if you do the grocery shopping yourself, it's just going to be easy to control that factor. And these variables are just the very basic variables. Like it applies to everyone of all ages, all races. Like, why did I say all races? That doesn't matter. But all ages, all conditions, pretty much all walks of life. I can't think of any exceptions where people shouldn't eat vegetables, drink water, and sleep well. If there are, then just let me know, because maybe there are some people out there with conditions that might not allow them to do that. But I don't know them. Maybe this doesn't apply to babies because they should be breastfeeding, they should be, eating whatever baby formulas are out there. Maybe they should be eating vegetables. They probably should be eating vegetables as much as possible. Get them used to it. Vegetables, affect your, they make your diet. Vegetables and water, specifically, just clean out your system so much when it comes to your digestive system, like your intestines and your stomach and all that stuff. It's just so good. It's just so optimal. I love optimization, and I try to do it in everything I do. I was a gamer for many years, and sponsored in esports and all that stuff. But now, I'm trying to apply game theory to my life, and that's the big endeavor right now. And I really enjoy it because, life is not a game, of course. But if you gamify your decisions and the way you, if you kind of extract all that stuff that I learned from games, and apply it in a way I can compartmentalize my stuff. We don't have actual stat bars, right? I don't have strength and speed, but those can be measured by by doctors. Like my vitality is on a piece of paper that I got from my blood test a few months ago. Like my liver enzyme, my blood sugar levels. Those can be measured. Those are stats, right? And those can maybe all be encompassed into something like the word health, which to me I also say the word vitality. Strength can be measured by like lifting weights. How much can you lift? Speed can be measured. Like all those stats that you have in the game, instead of having a number like I don't have 99 strength, but I can lift a certain amount of pounds a certain number of times, right? So vitality is the stat. Health is the stat I want to really focus on. And it's so simple, and I want to just master the generalized stuff. And I'm talking about mastering them because if you put focus on it, which you don't really need to put a lot of focus on it, but you need to put, I need to put more focus on it than I have been, because optimizing those three things is water, sleep, and vegetables will have such a huge impact on all our lives. And I hope that by me doing it will affect the lives around me in a positive way, either by influencing them to do it or just because I'm more energized and more healthy and I'm inspiring or whatever. I would like to have that effect on people. So yeah, that's it. Didn't mean to make this too long, but I did want to talk about those things, and I wanted to talk about what I've been thinking about. I hope this helps you. I know a lot of you are subscribed to me because of my art content, but I have been trying to get into more education, and I'm not, I don't have any crazy degrees or anything like that. This is all from just life experience and trying to theorize and optimize and applying game theory to my life. That's all. All right, peace out. Love you all. Shout out to Zach. Shout out to Abdu. Love you guys. The people who actually watch these and listen to the end. Peace out. Bye-bye.